Welcome to Beating Cancer Daily. Beating stage 4 cancer for 30 years still takes my breath away every time I say it. I'm Saranne, founder of the ComedyCures Foundation, and I hope you'll join me for just a few minutes daily for the next 365 days so we may laugh, learn, maybe cry a little as we live our best days beating cancer daily together. Have you ever paid homage to the porcelain shrine? No, I don't mean bowing to anything that you're not comfortable bowing to. I'm talking about bending over that toilet and just being so nauseated that you didn't know what you were going to do. Well, when I went through cancer treatment, it was over 2 decades ago, and the anti-nausea medicines were nothing like they are today. And management wasn't as focused on as it is today. Quality of life while going through chemotherapy is really important. And the medical world is focusing on it much, much better. Now, I learned secrets from different cancer survivors and from other patients and from doctors and from nurses that saved me. But the first time, woohoo, no one really taught me how to manage it. And I did spend a lot of time over that porcelain shrine. I'm just trying to say politely instead of keep saying toilet. Anyway, I recently got food poisoning. That's why my voice is a little softer. I'm recovering. And I have to tell you, it was 6 good hours where I met that toilet seat. I was really, really in bad shape in terms of vomiting. And I don't usually get sick. And what's interesting is, I guess because I'm doing the podcast, I was really observing how I handled it. Because 6 hours is a lot of time to be on the floor in front of a toilet seat. So I really took note of it because I felt that it was very reminiscent of my first chemo treatment when I didn't have the nausea medicines moderated and I didn't know how to control that. And I wasn't even clear what to ask. But you better believe by the second treatment, I knew everything about controlling any kind of nausea that would potentially come from chemotherapy. And now I have so many friends and so many people that I know through ComedyCures, the charity that I run, and from this podcast, Beating Cancer Daily. And it's so rare that people tell me that they have debilitating nausea. And I just want to applaud the medical community for really taking this seriously and for helping patients not go down that path of nausea. It's also interesting because it's Pavlovian, right? So if you associate tons of nausea and vomiting with your chemo treatment, then you're going to be resistant to going back and doing it because you felt so badly. So if they can take away the things that make you feel like caca after, then you're going to be less resistant to going. And plus, it's just humane, right? Just back to the porcelain shrine, as we'll call it. So I was literally there in the bathroom, and I realized that I didn't fight it. I knew that this was going to be a while because I could tell how upset my stomach was. So instead of fighting it, I kind of became one with that porcelain shrine. I had a rug, like a little shower rug in the bathroom, and I made sure that it was under me by the toilet so that I wasn't sitting on the cold floor suffering. And I made sure the toilet was clean because, I didn't want to see or smell anything. So luckily I have pretty clean toilets. I wouldn't eat off it, but really clean in terms of just being near it. And I settled in. I just put my arm over the toilet seat and I put my head on my arm and I just meditated and waited. And I didn't think, for me, why is this happening to me? I really got pretty zen about it, if you want to use that word loosely. I realized that it was going to be a long night. I didn't need anyone to help me. I just needed to let this pass. And instead of fighting it and getting anxious and depressed and angry about it, I really just said, okay, I'm just going to rest here. And when it needs to happen again, that's a good thing. So I reframed the situation from I'm not sleeping, I'm uncomfortable, I'm on a floor in a toilet, I have my head near a toilet, I'm going to have a bad day tomorrow. This is so annoying. How am I going to work tomorrow? I just let all of that go. And I said, okay, well, I guess my creator wants me near a toilet to feel what it's like to be near a toilet. And I really just settled in and tried to stay as calm as possible and try to think of happy things that make me feel calm and relaxed and peaceful. So a lot of different visualizations about sitting by the beach and watching the tide, listening to the tide, watching sunsets, anything that makes me feel peaceful and relaxed, I tried to do. And you can hear I'm a little dehydrated still. But at the end of the day, that's exactly what happened to me my first chemo treatment, because I didn't ask and know how to control any potential nausea that would come. Now, I have friends who have no nausea and they don't take any medicines to prevent nausea. And I have friends who take lots of medicine and now their nausea is controlled. So it really is just learning what's best for your body and then accommodating yourself with your medical team to make sure that you're doing exactly what you need to have the easiest treatments possible. But back to my porcelain shrine. It did pass. The next day, I felt depleted. So I took really good care of myself and made sure that I rested and drank a lot of fluids and then pampered myself once again. I really think that when you go through something like what I went through just now with the food poisoning, that you have to compensate and you have to be really good to yourself and you need to restore yourself and you need to do things that pamper you. And they can be very small. It could be having a green juice if that feels restorative to you. Anything that makes you feel good. You should do a couple of those things after you've had a, a hard night. I definitely had a hard night, but I'm bouncing back. I would love to hear what your strategies are. And yes, you can tell me your strategies when you have to visit that porcelain shrine, or you can tell me your strategies of how you recuperate and restore yourself quickly. Go to ComedyCures.org and find the record button and let me know, or hit the write us button and write me a note. I really love sharing your strategies and I love learning from you too. Have a blessed day, and I hope none of us ever get food poisoning again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, then I'd love to ask for you to go to ComedyCures.org and check out our membership circle levels. You will find even more resources and more programming, like our live virtual Q&A sessions with me, our live Comedy Cures events with our very talented comedians, live health builder workshops with Jackie Bryan hosted by me, a robust monthly newsletter, plus much more. It's really an exciting community. So please consider becoming a member, giving it as a gift, telling your friends, telling your hospital support group all about this community. I can't think of a more empowering way to go through a cancer journey or your survivorship or your caregiving experience than with us at Beating Cancer Daily. It's truly an honor to serve you. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Guess what time it is? It's time for me to read the disclaimer. Beating Cancer Daily and the membership circle are not in lieu of medical advice or treatment. They are for entertainment purposes only. Please consult your healthcare team to review your best strategy. Thanks for listening.